Okay, hey, it's me here. So today I'm shooting a video on how to install a cat security shield on your Toyota Prius V. Okay, so here I got a 2012 or 2013 Toyota Prius V. Okay, this is the bigger Prius. It's very similar to a third-gen Prius. Okay, is what I'm going to say. The cat shield is almost the same, so the process is pretty much almost the same. Also, if you wanna see an unboxing video, so just to see what you get when you order one of these shields, I'll put a link. That'll be the previous video to this one. So I'll put a link in the description, and I'll put a link at the end of the video to that video. Okay. So it'll basically be an unboxing, and we'll take a look at it and all the parts in it. But in this video, we're just gonna hop straight to the installation. Okay, we're gonna go through the manual, step by step, and install it. Okay, so this is all the stuff that you're gonna need to install it. It's most of the stuff needed to install it. At the end of the video, this is kind of like a vlog sort of also. So I'll let you know what other tools I had to use to get this thing installed. Okay, obviously you're gonna need jack stands and something to get your car up in the air. Okay, but yeah, here's the shields. Here's all the hardware. I went through everything in that previous video, the unboxing video, so I'm not gonna go through it again. Got the manual right here. We'll be going through this step by step. I have extra 1/4-inch aluminum rivets and extra 3/16 aluminum rivets. I got these from Harbor Freight. Okay. If you mess up or whatever, you got spare rivets. Okay, so they use 1/4 and 3/16 rivets. Okay, so one of them is a little bit longer than the other. Okay, and so this is going to be a little bit different than the third gen in that it's got a little bit different parts. This wasn't in the third gen. It's a little foamy thing here. It's called an Anti-Rattle Tape is what it's called. And then these nylon spacers weren't used in the third gen install. Maybe they are now. I'm not sure. Maybe they updated the design, but this is for a Prius V. Okay, you're gonna need a 3/16 drill bit. I got 1/4-inch and 3/16 drill bits here. I bought a pack of these from Harbor Freight. Okay, they're really cheap. I think it cost like less than $5 for a pack of them. You may go through a couple drill bits, so they get dull real fast. Okay, they use some pretty hard metal in the Prius. Okay. So the most important tool you're gonna need is kerplam, a riveter. Okay, so this is what's called a hand riveter. Okay, so this is what I used to use. I'll show you what I use now, but so this makes it so you can rivet it without using any power tools. Okay, but Hades Mega is going to use a power tool. Okay, so if you don't have access to an air compressor, you'll have to use one of these. Okay, and it makes it kind of difficult because it's a really long tool. You have to get your car up in the air higher. Okay. I suggest if you have access to a lift, use a lift. But this is the tool we're going to use to do the riveting. Okay, this is a air hydraulic riveter. Okay, it can do up to 1/4-inch. Okay, but there's different tips here for doing different rivets, pop rivets. Okay, and yeah, so I got this from Harbor Freight. You can get this from Harbor Freight Tools. I get all my stuff from Harbor Freight. but yeah, this makes the job much easier. Okay, you're not under there fiddling under the car trying to get the tool in place, and this prevents it from putting the rivets in crooked because you're pressing up in there, and all you have to do is squeeze this, and boom, it pops the rivet. Okay, so yeah, so I highly suggest you get one of these. Okay, and but you have to have access to air tools. Okay, an air compressor. Okay, if you don't have it, then you would have to use one of these guys. Okay, so but I highly suggest you go with this. It makes life much easier. Okay, just using this tool. Okay, but you need an air compressor for it. And then the next tool you'll need is a drill. Okay, for obviously to drill the holes in the car. So have some kind of drill handy. Okay, if you don't have those kind of tools, or if you feel at this point that this looks a little bit too much for you to handle, I would definitely pay someone to do it. Okay, it could be dangerous to do this by yourself if you don't know what you're doing. All right, but hopefully if you can watch this video and you'll be able to see for yourself, oh, you know, I think I could handle something like that, then I say go for it, man. Save yourself a couple $100s, okay? All right. So if you want to know, if you want a kind of more in detail explanation of the parts that come with this kit, I have the unboxing video. That's the video before this, to tell you like what's what, okay, in more detail. All right, here's we go. We're gonna go install it now. Okay, the first step for the installation is you got to get your car up in the air, okay, as high as you can get it, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll tell you how I did it. All right. Okay, ta-da! I got it up in the air. Okay, so I'll show you what I just did. Okay. Hazemaker hasn't done this in a while, so it took a while to figure it out. So what I did was I got that jack under there and I jacked the front up, okay? And then I put jack stands under the front, okay? And then I jacked the back up, okay? There's a little jacking point under there, that's where that is. I jacked it up high enough to put these car ramps underneath, okay? These won't fit because they're SUV ramps. I tried to use them, they're too tall. I can't, you can actually roll those up on there. But that's kind of like acting as my wheel chock and jack stand, sorta, okay? So this doesn't roll down my driveway. Because, and I have the parking brake applied right now, okay? So I'm fairly confident the car won't roll forward. So it should be fine, because my driveway is a little bit on a slope. Try to work on a level surface if possible. The reason you need to get it high enough is you need to be able to work the drill. So yeah, see, that's barely clears, okay? So as you can see. All right, so there you go. I got it up in there. So let's go install this bad boy. So that's pretty much one of the hardest things, is to get your car high up in the air. If you have access to a lift, that's the best way to do this. A lift will be much better, okay? Even just like a floor lift, you know, a small one, or like a, you know, a shop lift, one that you can get it up high enough where you can walk under it, okay? All right, here's me go. Okay, that's what it looks like from the back. So I did both of it because you're gonna be kind of working in the center of the car, okay? So you need to get it really high. All right, so we're gonna go through the manual step by step and just do it, okay? So start by removing 4 front factory plastic clips that hold the aluminum dust cover in place. Once removed, you can remove the factory dust cover, okay? And you're not gonna reuse it. Once you take that thing off, you're not gonna put it back, okay? Okay, so for this task, you're gonna want some kind of prying device. So a small screwdriver or a small pry bar should do the trick, okay? Okay, so we're underneath the car. So your catalytic converter is right there, I think, right there. Okay, so you're gonna need to take this aluminum cover off. Okay, to do that, you got to take these 4 clips out. 1, 2, 3 over there, and then 4. Okay, right there. Okay, so yeah, you just basically take the screwdriver and you pry on the pin, and then once this center part pops out, you can pop the rest of it out, okay? Okay, so an easy way you can get this shield off is to pop off the center sections of the clips, okay? So they're all off right now. Okay, and then you can just peel the whole cover off. Just pull on the cover, whole thing should come out, okay? Just like that. Boom! There it is, okay? All right, that's what should come out, that, and the 4 of these guys, okay? And you're not gonna use any of these because the rivets are gonna go in these holes, okay? Okay, so with that, you have access to your catalytic converter. Careful, it might be hot if you just drove the car. Okay, and this is where the shield is gonna go, all right? Okay, so we're on step 2. None of these cat security installs that I've ever done has this, okay? But I guess maybe they updated it. They're saying it's an anti-rattle tape, okay? So it keeps it from rattling. I'll tell you this, I've had this installed in my 2nd gen Prius, and we have one on our 3rd gen Prius right over there, okay? And it doesn't rattle, okay? I don't even notice it's installed, okay? So I don't know what people are complaining about. But we will install it, okay? So before installing the front shield, we highly recommend using anti-rattle tape provided in this kit, and they show you the pictures right here. Okay, so what you're going to want to do, so this is the part you're going to be looking at. This is going to be the other part is the part that's going to be touching the car. Flip it over, okay, so it looks backwards, okay, and then go and install the anti-rattle tape just like this, okay. Pretty simple. Okay, so according to the picture, you're supposed to divide it into 3 sections, okay? So I'm just going to cut it into thirds. It looks like this one's a lot smaller than the other ones, but we're just going to cut this into thirds and then just paste it onto there, all right? Okay, there it is. One here, and one here, just like in the picture. What was it? I did the best I could with the tape that they gave me. It definitely looks like they used more tape in this picture, but like I said, I don't think you even really need it, but it's nice that they give it. Okay, so we'll use it. So they're 1, 2, and 3. All right, cool. Let's set up step 2 done. Okay, so the next step, it's I guess step 2.5. With the radius of the front shield facing towards the front of the vehicle, slip the shield into place, aligning the front 4 holes with the factory clip holes that we removed the plastic clips from in step 1. Okay, so that shield that we took off, you're going to slip this onto there, okay? And when I say slip on in there, it really does slip in there. That's how tight this thing fits. It's precision fit, okay? So the way you're going to be installing it is like this right now. So if you were going to install it right now, it would be go up in the car like boom, like this. So I'm looking at the car right now, right? So it's going to go like that. So when you're looking underneath the car, you want to be able to read the logo, okay? If not, you did it backwards, okay? I'm pretty sure you can't do it wrong. It only installs one way. All right, it's pretty obvious which way it goes. All right, here's me up. Okay, did you get that? Okay, so basically the important part, really what's holding it up right now, are these kind of support brackets, okay, on the Prius, okay? So you look right here, it's kind of like you can kind of stuff something in there, okay? So it's kind of flared out a bit, okay? So basically what I did is I slipped it in between these 2 brackets, okay? And then it kind of just holds itself up. And then just look underneath it and then make sure all the holes line up, all right? Okay, we're done with that step 2.5. Okay, so now that we got the plate maneuvered into place, we're on step 3. Locate the 1/4-inch rivets, the larger of the 2 included in the hardware kit. Make sure the front 4 holes line up properly. Then using a heavy-duty 1/4-inch, 1/2-inch rivet gun insert, and install the front 4 rivets into the existing holes, okay? They're talking about these guys right here. This is what we're going to be using, these 4. Okay, you don't want to stay in place, okay? And then so we're going to go set the rivet gun up to install this. Okay, so we're going to set this this riveter up. So if you have one of these guys, you're going to want to put the biggest one, so it'll say 1/4 on it somewhere. Oh, it's already installed. Okay, so yeah, that's it right there. It says 1/4-inch right there, okay? That's the one you're going to want to use for this rivet. We're going to have to change it when we use the smaller ones, okay? So on mine, that's a 3/16 tip, and the 1/4-inch is that big one at the 6 o'clock position, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Okay, and now the fun part. So we're going to go use our rivet gun to rivet the shield on. So I highly suggest if you're using one of these guys, you wear safety glasses, okay? All right, there we go. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching that video of me struggle trying to rivet this thing on. So 3 of them went on pretty well. One of them, so what happened on one of them is that the part that pulls the rivet out, you know, the little tail, it broke. Okay, it broke in half, so it wouldn't, their jaws wouldn't grab it anymore. So I had to cut it out, okay, with a grinder, okay, and then I had to and then I pushed it out the other end, okay. So yeah, so that's what a thief's got to do to get this out, and it would be even harder because the rivet was only like halfway on there. So right now it's on there, it's pretty secure, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like a work of art. So I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty close to the catalytic converter, okay. And I think that's why they give you those spacers, okay. All right, so there we go. Step 3 is done, okay. Yes, I wound up using my own 1/4" rivet. That's why I said it's good to have spare rivets, extra ones, just in case you mess up, okay. That's an example of me messing up right there, okay. So the ones they use are much wider though, okay. This one is smaller, but it doesn't really matter as long as it covers the hole, it's okay. So all right, so yeah, this is a Harbor Freight one, by the way. If you can get like a wider one, like that one, is probably better, okay. All right, okay, so step 4, note the installation of the rear rivets come with spacers to allow for proper clearance. To ensure the best fit with no rattle, use the spacers when securing the rear part of the front shield. Okay, I wonder how that's going to work. It's not going to be right up in there. So as you can see, like I told you, the back of the shield is awfully close to the catalytic converter. So they give you these plastic spacers, okay. So the back only has 3. So this is that 3 right here. They're the longer ones, okay. Okay, yeah. So my spare ones will work, but they're much smaller. The heads are much smaller. These ones are really wide, okay. So yeah, we're gonna go use these 3 long ones, okay. These ones, there's 2 different ones, okay. There's a shorter one and a longer one. Let's see, it's just a teeny tiny bit longer, just a little bit, okay. Just a little bit. So just make sure you got those 3 ready to go, okay, and then the spacers. All right, here we go. So this is a little bit different than anything else I've installed so far. So also don't forget, you need to change your the nozzle on your riveter to a 3/16. Okay, so since this one's a little more complicated and different than the other ones, other installs I've done, I'll do the first 2 at normal speed. Okay. Okay, so the next part, we're gonna have to drill the holes into the frame rails. Okay, so get your 3/16 drill bit and go ahead and drill the holes for it. There's 3 of them, okay? There's 1, 2, and there's a 1 on the other side, okay? There we go. So use the holes as a guide to drill holes into the frame, okay? Not too hard. Okay, there you go. I got all 3 holes drilled. So some notes is press up on the shield, okay? Press up on the shield when you're drilling it, because if you let it droop, it might not drill it in the right place, okay? Yeah, and the Prius frame rails are really hard. It's a really hard steel, so it'll chew through your drill bits, okay? So it helps if you buy a pack of drill bits, like I told you, okay? The first drill bit that I used was dull, so I just put a brand new one in right away. So, okay, and that did the trick, okay? If you're having trouble drilling it, use a new drill bit, okay? All right, so now it's time to start riveting. Okay, so it's time to start riveting. So this is going to be a little bit different than last time. You're going to be using a the spacer and the rivet, okay? Pretty simple.
Nothing too complicated.
Okay, so you're gonna take the longer 3/16 rivet, okay? You're gonna get your spacer, put it behind here, okay? And then make sure it's make sure when you put it back here that that like it's right where the rivet will go through it, okay? Just kind of peek up in there. You can kind of do that because it's still a little floppy right now. So this is a little harder than it looks. Okay, and hopefully you drilled the hole right. Yeah, it's a little crooked actually. Yeah, that should be fine. All right. Okay, so that actually you can probably put the next one in too. This side, the left side has two. Okay, so put the other side in while it's not riveted, so it'll be easier to get in. Okay, just kind of. Let me show you. Okay, so this is what's going on from this angle. Okay, so you want the spacer to be in between the spacer and the shield. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is navigate this one so it's right over the hole. Okay, so if you need to pull it back a little bit, it could help. Probably helps if you use a screwdriver to push it in. So I'm doing it one-handed. So you don't do it too much. It's like it's got burrs sticking out of it, so it's kind of hard to get it over there. Okay, and then stick this in. Well, when you get it lined up, it'll go in. Okay. See if I could. There, you can use the tail to kind of navigate it in. You can kind of use the tail as a punch. Okay, and then go the other way. Boom, there we go. This one fits nice and straight. So yeah, depending on how you drill it, it may not go in perfectly, okay, but it may have a little bit sticking out, but that's okay. These are not easy to take out, okay. Thief will have a lot of trouble trying to take these out. Okay, so that's what it's gonna look like when you're done riveting it. Okay, let's go rivet it. Okay, I'm gonna go rivet it. Boom, there you go, easy, and it actually everything all lined up too, so good. Okay, that's the left side now. Okay, since you already kind of know what's up, I'm just gonna do this one, okay? Alright, so you're gonna slip the spacer in between the shield and the frame, okay, and then I'm gonna use the tail as a punch to guide it. Hopefully I don't lose it in there. Okay, there we go. The front shield is done installing. Okay, there we go. The front shield is done installing. So there it is with the spacer and everything. Wow, it's pretty close to the catalytic converter. Yeah, you definitely need those spacers. Without them, it would touch, okay? I don't know. See, hear that? Kind of hits it a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't do that while you're driving, man. But yeah, so maybe it's a Prius V thing, man. Okay, so there it is. That's it with the spacer right there, the nylon spacer. Okay, now does it give a place for a thief to go pry on the shield? Yes, it does. Okay, but it'll still be hard, and they probably don't even know how this thing installs, so, unless they're watching this video. So okay, but yeah, it is pretty close to this, and that gets really hot, so I don't think you want to put anything to pad that, you know. But there's a little padding material on the front, okay, and the back. So maybe they had issues with it rattling. That's why they had to have all the spacers and stuff. You can't put it flush like the regular Prius. Okay, but there it is. And time to go start in the back. Okay, so then it says here to drill the remaining 3/16 holes using the spacers and longer rivets Install and check for clearance around exhaust. Okay, well, okay, so we just check for clearance around the exhaust, and it's pretty damn close to that catalytic converter, I'll tell you that. Like, if you hit a bump or something, you might hear it like pop up and hit the catalytic converter. But hey, it's better than getting your cat stolen, right? All right, so now we're gonna do the rear shield installation.